On this episode of Game Shack, I review the new Gottlieb tables released by AtGames for their 4KP. I'm going to ask if it has value for money, how it stacks up against the HD version, and should you spend your hard-earned dime on these tables. I'll let you know all about it coming up next. Hey everybody, JDV here for Evil Genius Entertainment. Good to see you guys. Thanks for stopping by the Shack. If you dig this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up on the way out the door. It really does help a small channel like this, as does subscribing, telling your friends about the channel who might be interested in either video games or horror movies. We are probably going to put the Game Shack into its own channel, but that's going to be maybe in the next week or so. I'll let you guys know. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. If you really want to help, you could buy me a coffee, see the details down below. Okay, so let's just jump into it. This is going to be a real quick overview, not a table by table type thing. Before we get going though, got to let you guys know that AtGames sent me both this table to review about a month and a half ago. You can check that review out up there. And they did send me 3 of the 4 packs available. They only sent me 3 because I had already bought one of those packs. So I try to be as honest as I can and as unbiased as I can. But as always, I encourage you guys to go check out other people's reviews, look around, and make sure you have all the information before you spend any money on any of the products that I review. All right, that out of the way. So these packs are going for 25 bucks each. You either get 5 or 6 games. Packs 1 and 3 have 5. Packs 2 and 4 have 6. That's why I bought pack 2, is it had 6 games. There's gems in all of them. It's kind of hard to pick between them. AtGames did a clever job in that. There are no new games available above the HD version of this, which is kind of a disappointment. It would have been nice to see a really fantastic new game that would fit perfectly on this table. A game like Alien Star. It would have been nice just to get maybe a few more EM style games. But anyway, you're going to get the same games on there, and so maybe the $64,000 question is if you already own an HD ALP, is getting a 4KP worth it just to play these new Gottlieb tables? And I would say, I'll give you the final grade at the end of the video, but I'd say yeah, probably, man, because the graphics on this table are way better than the HD version of the ALP, like significantly better. No question about it that they went back in there and redid things. They didn't just simply hit a button and say, "Ooh, up-res," and now it's perfect. No, that's not it at all. These tables have been built from scratch, and you can really tell they look really good. All right, got a multi-ball. Let's check it out. Maybe I do. Multi-ball is what can kill games. So I'm shooting 60 frames per second on this particular clip. So as fast as the game is spitting out an image. It looks very good. I know this is, against the sacred code or whatever, but I think that 60 frames per second is a lot of times just fine in virtual pinball. Yeah, it'd be nice if it were 120 or even, 80, but hey, it's really not bad. Very playable. I don't feel like I'm missing because it's 60 frames per second. No, this one really does look good. Well, that felt really good to have that kickback there. You really feel it on the hands. A good combination of sound and the little thumpers. I'm not seeing any tearing or anything else. Yeah, nice. Playing very smooth. Feels very good. Having that sound effect kit really does help. That the ball rolling sound is so much better when you have 7.1 sound or whatever they're calling it. Oh, I forgot there was a pin down there. Oh, then I forgot it again. Oh. It's a very fun game. Wow. That looks very good. I get a little close-up action here of the plunger on TX sector. Yeah, and that's very smooth in my opinion. Not perfect, but it's very good. Definitely acceptable. That was nice, actually. The little retraction there, yeah, okay. A lot of VPX games aren't doing that. That's slick. That's really nice. That's how much better the graphics are. It's night and day better than the HD version. Really a step forward in terms of that. Another cool thing is that you get to control the size of the back box and the DMD. You can go into the menu, just go to settings in each one of those games, and I think it gives you 4 different versions, 3, something like that. But anyway, I always stretch it out to fill up the whole back glass and DMD. So that's a really cool thing, and that helps add to the play experience. Again, the machine looks really, really good. So you're really going to have a good play experience in it. Now there is one issue that I think we should talk about though, and that is this is not great. This is just a solid white background here. There's no individual reels. You really should be able to, they should have at least a black line here and show the numbers rolling over a little bit better than they do. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. Yeah, so that's not great. The background image looks a little, well, not as great maybe as the playfield does. Something that maybe, of course this didn't need to be up-res to 4K, but still I think maybe they ought to take a look at getting a better back glass picture. But for sure, those reels should be better looking. Now, there are some negatives about it. You can't control the sound yet on any of these games, and the sound is mapped kind of weird on some games, like I think Black Hole, Haunted House, Bone Busters, Gladiators sound real good. Some Cue Ball Wizard sounds really good on here. Some of the games don't sound as good, and all of the games have a tendency to put the bumper sounds in the front speakers. They shouldn't be doing that. Those sounds really should be in the rear speakers because that is where the bumpers usually are. So again, the sound needs a little bit of fine tuning. Now these games, ROM, some of them sound bad. I mean, Haunted House, there is no good sounding ROM. I've never heard a good version of Haunted House. I've seen great versions of Haunted House, but all of them kind of sound the same, and that's going to be the case depending on how old some of these games are. But that's something maybe that they could take a look at down the line. However, the games do play really, really well. One other thing about that DMD, when you're playing an EM game, they have a Gottlieb symbol pop up, which is fine. It looks nice, but it'd be nice if we could change that out to either a Gottlieb symbol that was animated, so something that was neon, would flash on and off, or some table art that was more representative of the game, or maybe your own personalized logo, like, a picture of your family or something like that. That'd be kind of cool to be able to put on that DMD. It's a tiny little thing. Also, one other tiny little tweak maybe that I would like to see out here is while the ball image looks fine, that's one of the good things about playing the game is that the ball doesn't just slide around the playfield, it rolls. You can see it roll. It feels like it's actually a ball moving around and not just a picture of a ball like a piece of paper sliding around on another piece of paper. So, but that said, there's like a G, I guess, for Gottlieb on the ball. I wish we could get a version of that doesn't have the G, because that does kind of take away some of the reality. Because it reminds you that the ball looks the same on every single other table. That chops away some realism because no two balls look exactly the same. So I don't know if that came out right, but you know what I mean. I mean, there's going to be a different set of scratches on any kind of ball, so it'd be nice to have the ability to change that out. Maybe all black, way scratchier, less scratchier. Just give us a little bit of that. And my last criticism, I guess, for the game is going to be that there is no option for no apron. So on some of the games in particular, you're going to see the ball be really, really small. A game like Haunted House or Black Hole, because those were wide body games in real life. So even bigger than a normal pinball. And so to shrink a wide body game like Black Hole down into this 32-inch playfield and keep the apron and some of the unused area at the top means that ball becomes quite a bit noticeably smaller. I think you guys will dig this. I think if you own the original Gottlieb tables and you're not running VPX, you're not doing future pinball or anything like that, this is your main way how you play pinball, it's definitely would be worth it to me to play the 4K versions, because those playfields look so much better. It really does, night and day, look a zillion times better than the HD version, which of course is going to make you play better because it just is. Again, I didn't have any flipper lag or anything like that, no tearing. It's a really pleasant experience to play it. I mean, they do a really good job of emulating these games and they look fantastic. And with a few tweaks, they could really knock it out of the park. And that is one thing I'm going to say to wrap up this episode is I hope that AtGames stays on the path where they are constantly giving these games a little bit of a push, a little bit of a tweak here and there. It doesn't have to be all the time, because that's kind of how it happens in VPX and Future Pinball, right? It's just that the tables will get constant attention. That's how you have a zillion different versions of Death Star Stall, is because the game just keeps on getting fine-tuned and better and better and better. And the really great games age like fine wine, and a lot of the games in these packs are truly A-list, classic, best pinball games of all time, and that is a cool thing. So AtGames, good job and keep it up. All right, if you like this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up on the way out the door. It really does help this channel keep going. Subscribe if you haven't already. Love each other, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the Game Shack. Mwah!
Be sure to visit evilgeniusentertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.